Hello, I'm here with Craig Alexander, and we're 2 days before Lifetime. He's no stranger to this race. He's won it before. This year we don't have the equalizer. So my first question is, how are you looking at this race now that we don't have the equalizer? You don't have to run down the women, which has been a thing of the past. Do you take it out hard in the swim? One factor that hasn't been here in the past 2 years was Craig with the swim, but now he's back. So what are you kind of looking towards this race for?
I think it definitely changes things not having the equaliser. Obviously you weren't just racing the men in the past, you had the girls with roughly a 10-minute head start, so that definitely changed things up, and I guess it changed the tactics in that you had to race from the gun. If you wanted to pull back that kind of time deficit, you had to pretty much go hard from the start. I think it'll be a little bit more tactical now. Maybe the pace won't be as quick on the bike, people will be waiting for the run a little bit more. But that could be counterbalanced by the fact, as you mentioned, that Craig is here and he's such a great swim biker that if people, play too tactical on the bike, he could just get away and steal the show.
Yeah, and there's no drafting on the course, so
totally,
okay. And how has this year gone? You've already done some races, and what's kind of your goal? Is your goal Clearwater again this year, or obviously you have Kona, which I want to ask you about a little bit. But how has this year gone by?
It's been good. I've done 7 races. I've had 5 wins and 2/3, so I definitely can't complain on that front. It's been a good season. Mixed up over the distances I've done. This will only be my 2nd Olympic distance race this year. I've done a couple of 70.3s, a couple of long course races, and actually did an Ironman back in April in Australia. So
right. And how was that experience? I mean, that was people are looking to you as a new force, even in Kona with your first year there. How did that go?
It was good. I think I used it as a learning experience. I didn't get in totally my best shape because it's early in the season, and as they say, you don't want to empty the well too early in the season. So I think it was more of just a sort of a learning experience, and it went well. I think I got 3rd there, which I was more than happy with, and did a very competitive time, and I think I learned a lot for Kona.
Yeah. Will you be doing any longer races like that before Kona, or just half Ironman?
This will be my last Olympic distance race this year, and then back to 70.3s.
Okay.
I've probably got 3 more of those to do in the build up to Kona.
Okay.
And then hopefully, depending on how my legs feel after Kona, I'd love to come back and defend Clearwater if I could.
Right, because that was a great win for you. Obviously, big stacked field, the first inaugural race there. Okay, and as one thing I wanted to ask you last year versus this year is, how has your training changed since last year? You did a lot more Olympics, and obviously 70.3 series was big, but this year, you're looking at jumping up to the 140-miler Kona.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to take that into account when you're structuring the program, and there's probably been a lot more volume in my training, particularly early in the year, January, February, March, when I was sort of trying to lay a base for the season.
Where did you lay that base?
In Australia.
In Australia,
Sydney,
okay.
Yeah, so I think that being said, though, I think I'm in pretty good shape for this race. I've done sort of a concentrated preparation on the shorter distance, a little bit more intensity than you would need for sort of half Ironman and Ironman, and looking forward to having a good race.
Great. Okay. Well, I know that you have to go off to dinner, and but thanks a lot for coming to Minneapolis again. And once again, it's Craig Alexander. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.